What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. And as always, we're back with a big breaking news story. And I know this is one that will excite a lot of you. Before we do jump into that, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's jump straight on into this one. So we can confirm in the last 2 minutes that West Ham have just submitted an improved offer for Harry Maguire. Now, we have been speaking about this on the channel for the last couple of days, saying that a lot of different journalists were reporting that a new bid was going to go in. But Jacob Steinberg, who reports for The Guardian in the UK, has confirmed the following. West Ham have just made an improved bid for £30 million for Harry Maguire. West Ham are now waiting to hear back from Manchester United on their opinion. This is massive, massive news. Obviously, they had a £20 million bid rejected earlier on in the week. This is an official bid, to be very, very clear. This isn't a rumour. This isn't a potential bid. This is a confirmed bid from West Ham for £30 million for Harry Maguire. This is coming in from Jacob Steinberg, who is a very good journalist who writes for The Guardian in the UK. They're still waiting to find out whether the bid has been accepted at this stage. We don't know whether it has been accepted yet, but ultimately it's gone from 20 million to 30 million. That was what, and I think we have to accept this. I really, really do. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this one. We were meant to be going live at 6, but obviously this story's just come out, so we've gone live literally immediately as the story come out. Let me know in the comment section, would you accept the £30 million bid from West Ham? For me, 100% I would accept this. I think it's definitely one we should be doing. I agree that maybe 20 million was a little bit too low, but I think 30 million, you have to take that. You really, really do. I think that's a fair price when you consider that he's only got 2 years left on his contract. He's on really, really high wages. I think 30 million is more than fair. And I think that should be enough to get this deal over the line. I think Manchester United will accept this. I'd be very, very surprised if they turn around and say no to this deal. Because at the end of the day, what you have to remember is nobody else is going to pay us more than 30 million for Harry Maguire, I don't think. You know, Chelsea don't want him. Arsenal don't want him. Like, none of the bigger teams in the Premier League are going to give you more than £30 million for Harry Maguire. Obviously, we paid 80 for him, but we just have to write off that debt now. We have to just make sure that something like this doesn't happen again and make sure that we move forward positively in the future and don't make this same mistake for another time. I think if you look at it black and white as well, you know, they offered 20 million. That was obviously a bit of a joke. 20 million would have been a bit of a disgrace to accept, but they've upped their bid by 10 million. I think 30 million is a very, very fair deal for everybody. I think West Ham are getting a good player for 30 million. I think we could then go and reinvest that money. 30 million should get us Jean-Claire Todibo. I think his release clause is around 35-40 million pounds. I think for that price, you can't really argue. But as always, do let me know in the comment section whether you think Manchester United should accept this bid. It has come out from The Guardian. It's come out from a couple of journalists now. This story is literally developing in the last few minutes. It literally only broke about 5 minutes ago and we went live immediately. Manchester United are still waiting to give their response back to West Ham for this £30 million bid. We're not sure whether it's 30 million up front or whether it's 20 million plus add-ons. That is yet to be confirmed, but the total package is worth £30 million. And ultimately West Ham are now waiting to hear back from Manchester United on whether the bid has been accepted. As I just said, 100% should get this deal done. I think 30 million is very, very fair. Let me know in the comment section though what you think about this one. Do you think 30 million would be enough to get the deal over the line? I think when you just look at it from both parties, you know, Harry Maguire is an England centre-back. He's a good player, let's be honest. He is a good player, but he just doesn't fit within Erik ten Hag's system. He isn't fast enough. He isn't mobile enough. He's not good enough with his feet. He does make a lot of mistakes. And I think that the pressure of playing for Manchester United has really, really got to him because when he was at Leicester, he was quite a good player. He never was worth 80 million, not in a million years. But for West Ham, I think he'd be a great addition to the squad. You know, for Europa League football, I think he'd do really, really well. And I think for him, he needs to make sure he's in that England team for the Euros next summer because the way that it's going at the moment, if he isn't playing first team football, then I highly, highly doubt Gareth Southgate will pick him for the Euros next summer. So this move does make a lot of sense for a lot of people. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, you know, we should be getting more for him. We should be getting 40 million. We should be getting, you know, some people have been saying that to me. They've been saying, Kieran, we should be getting 30 minimum, maybe even 40, 45 million. But the thing you have to remember with Harry Maguire is he's on £240,000 a week. And you do have to factor that into any potential deal. The fact that somebody else is going to have to pay that type of money to bring him to the club. I know that isn't necessarily our problem, but the fact that we gave him that salary is our problem, and that does then affect his kind of his sell-on value, if you like. So yeah, I think for the money that's going around at this moment in time, I think 30 million is a very, very fair deal. But I always do look forward to seeing you guys' opinions on this in the comment section below. So do let me know, would you accept the £30 million bid? And more importantly, do you think Manchester United will accept this bid, or do you think they'll reject it? Obviously, they did reject the £20 million bid last week. I think 30 is fine. Some people in the chat are saying 35 would be more reasonable. I mean, yeah, in an ideal world, you do, 35, great. But they've gone from 20 to 30. That's a big jump. That really, really is. You don't want to reject it and then them say, okay, we're going to go and buy someone else then. There are plenty of other centre-backs available on the market at this moment in time. We know that David Moyes really, really wants Harry Maguire. He's really, really pushing for him. But will he budge above 30? I'm not sure. I know they just got a load of money. I know they just got a load of money for Declan Rice and for Skamaka, but they need to get about 6 or 7 players, West Ham. So if we push it too much, they might just then say, you know what, we're going to go to somebody else and buy and buy somebody else. So I wouldn't want to put West Ham off. All the people in the chat saying, is this true? This has been confirmed. This isn't a clickbait story. This is coming in from 2 different journalists in the UK now. Jacob Steinberg, who writes for The Guardian, and another journalist. Both of them are saying West Ham have now made a new improved bid of £30 million for Harry Maguire. West Ham are waiting to hear back from Manchester United. So the bid has gone in. We don't know whether the bid's been accepted at this point. Obviously, it literally has come out in the last 5 or so minutes. So this news is fresh off the press. I don't think there's anybody else doing videos on this news yet. So it literally is very, very new. I'm sure all the other big hitters, the Fabrizios, all the rest of them will start reporting this story very, very soon. But we don't know at this point whether the bid has been accepted. That's what we're kind of talking about on this show. And let me know as well. I think the bid will be accepted. I think 30 million should be enough to get this over the line. I think 30 million is a fair deal for everybody. And it allows us to go and buy somebody else. I know a lot of you in the chat really, really want this Jean-Claire Todibo guy. He has a release clause of around, I think it's 48 million euros. So we sell Maguire for 30, and then you go and get Jean-Claire Todibo. Yeah, Todibo's release clause is 48 million euros. So yeah, I think it's good business. What's that? 40 million pounds. You sell Maguire for 30, and then you go and buy this Todibo guy for 40. I think overall you can't really complain about that, can you? I think that's generally a very, very good bit of business for everybody involved. We're clearing a massive amount of wages from our wage bill as well. You have to consider that he's on 240 grand a week, which I think is around it's around 10 million pounds a year in wages alone. So you get rid of him, you not only get 30 million in your transfer kitty, but you also are removing one of the highest earning players at Manchester United. He's on over 10 million pounds a year in wages at the moment. So it's crazy, crazy money. If West Ham are willing to take him, he's 30 years of age. He's only got 2 years left on his deal. I think this is the last opportunity where we actually could get a decent fee for him, because obviously if we keep him for one more season, then next summer he'll only have 1 year left on his contract and he'll probably go for way less than 30 million. So, this is the moment we have to take it. This is the moment where we have to push the button on this deal. We really, really do, because I think if we miss out on it now, I can't see us getting a better offer than 30 million. Maybe I'll be wrong. I thought that 20 million we should take. If you went back to my videos last week when they put in the 20 million bid, I thought that was a fair price. But 30 million for Maguire, I would be very, very surprised if anybody in the chat could argue that this isn't a good deal. Someone says, say West Ham submit an official 30 million bid for McTominay. Do you think Man United would accept it? If not, how much do you think will be enough? We will be talking about McTominay a little bit later on the show tonight, because there is a story going around that apparently West Ham are going to put in a 60 million combined bid for McTominay and Maguire. That was going to be the topic of tonight's show, but this story literally just came out, so we went live immediately, and we will be doing a separate show later on tonight with all the other bits of news from the day. I just wanted to do a separate one purely focusing on this Harry Maguire news, because obviously it is just come out. It is very, very fresh. Yeah, so hopefully by the time we go live again this evening, we'll know whether the bid's been accepted, because this story literally came out 10 minutes ago. It's so new. And ultimately the journalist who's put it out is saying that West Ham are yet to hear back whether the bid's been accepted, but the bid has gone in. As I said, it's someone from The Guardian. It's a very legitimate website, a legitimate newspaper in the UK. It's not some, it's not The Sun, it's not the Daily Mail. it's a good source. It's definitely a good source. And yeah, if it was anything less than this, I probably wouldn't have even bothered doing a video on it. But yeah, it is a good source, and it's definitely one that we can trust. So maybe Manchester United turn around and say, we want 35 million. You know, who knows at this point? Who knows? I know Manchester United did value him around 40 million, but I think we'll be really, really lucky to get anything more than 30, maybe 35, maybe 30 plus add-ons. You could maybe do something around that kind of mark. But right, we're going to wrap the video up there. It was just a quick one to bring you this bit of breaking news, because I know a lot of you will be really interested in this story. We will be back a little bit later on. I will probably go live again at about 6:30, 6:45. I'll go live in about an hour, but I did want to bring you this story just to give you the breaking news. So this is the story is, for anybody joining late, that West Ham have submitted a new £30 million bid for Harry Maguire, and Manchester United are currently, West Ham are waiting to find out whether the bid's been accepted. So we should know in the next kind of hour or so, I reckon, whether the bid's been accepted. Do let me know in the comment section whether you think 30 million is a fair price. Do let me know whether you think they'll accept it. And I'll catch you guys in about an hour's time from now. Please do smash a like on the video on your way out. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later on. Lots of love and peace out.